guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I decided to do a little bit of a different shot. I got a lot to say today. My name's Elena Hall, if you haven't come here yet. I do all sorts of different things, including music, video games, talking, story times, things in general. So, without further ado, this video is going to be about the downfall of Modern Combat Versus. It is personally a game that I really enjoy and I still play, but I understand that it has some game-breaking features that could destroy someone's experience. Modern Combat Versus, known as MCVS for short, was an amazing game, and it still could be. It's fast and easy to operate. You could jump in for a really quick match and go back to work if you wanted to. It's just a really easy game to operate. The game did get some flack for being a COD clone, and you couldn't really crouch or jump or anything like that. It's not like a normal FPS title. It had a lot of limitations, but the graphics really made up for it. It has really nice, polished graphics. I mean, that's what a lot of people said when the first day released. The one thing that people always said as a positive was the graphics. It really it's a beautiful game. It's a really beautiful game. Okay, so the core mechanics of the game are like shooter mechanics, but also every single character has like special abilities, and this is a great thing for the game, but the way it's been implemented in some areas has left room for improvement. The handling on the very first batch of characters and the first batch of updates was pretty good. I would say that the quality has gone down over time. The first season was great, and I managed to get a special skin for my efforts. It did and still does have loot box mechanics. That's the major downside of this game. I understand that it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea either. It does, however, let you earn every single currency in-game, although it has gotten significantly harder as time has gone on. And in the beginning, you were able to get characters and you were able to get in-game currency a lot easier. Now, I would say that diamonds have gotten a little bit easier to get through certain events and stuff. Because now there's gear and you can literally sell gear to get diamonds, which is a premium currency, but gear is it's a topic all in itself. On the note of being able to get characters outright, now there's some in-game events and loot boxes. So the in-game events, you have to have diamonds in order to enter, and then you have to complete the objectives in order to get the agents. I would say that's not necessarily bad in itself, but the fact that the agents come in loot boxes, and agents can be game making or game breaking because people have different play styles and different agents suit different people. Each of these events that you pay in-game currency to do, they last a month, and it's usually characters that no one really wants. Now, once the blue moon, it'll be like one of those premium new characters. You're like, oh yeah! And then sometimes you're just like, Cub has been on for the past 3 months. Why? The currency is extremely overpriced. So if you pay for the currency, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? It's extremely overpriced. I understand that's how they make money in this game, and I understand that some of these practices, have to be implemented because of, well, money, but also, like, some of it's so overpriced, it makes people not want to buy it at all. Like, I mean, it takes something that's super easy to jump into, and it makes it to where, oh, I have to have more time commitment. Skins used to be one of the only things in loot boxes, and now it's gun parts, agents. I know agents were in loot boxes before, but you were still able to get them in-game really easy. And I think they quit putting XP in loot boxes too. They used to sprinkle in some extra XP. They quit doing that as well. There's a lot of differences between the game in 2017 and now, like a lot. First off, you could originally choose to only have bot battles, but now it's PvP with bot battles sprinkled in. So personally, I don't like when you have to have bots in your team. They do it to keep loading times down with matchmaking, but like still, like I wish you could say, hey, I want no bots, or I'm fine with bots. Like because some people want a lobby with actual people in it. Nothing is worse than getting into a game and you have nothing but bots on your team and they get annihilated and you're having to be the tank for them. Now, once in a blue moon, bots do get a little ham, like God mode, and they're like, and you think they're a hacker, but no, it's actually a bot, and because there's a handful of bots, and you can recognize their names. All of this stuff that I said is small potatoes in comparison to the real issues of the game. There's been a lot of game-breaking things that have been plaguing this title for years, and a lot of these issues have actually happened in their Gameloft's other titles, the people that make this game, such as Modern Combat 5, and a lot of people have been complaining about it on social media and the Steam review page. So according to the Steam charts, the game only averaged around 112 players a few months ago as of recording this, and now in April, well, as of writing this, it's an average around 99 players. The highest daily peak it ever had was 1,087, which is not a lot when you compare it to other games like Star Wars: Old Republic. Modern Combat Versus is really not doing well. Player base very succinctly to opening, it really dropped off because after that first season, they really didn't do a lot to foster people coming in. There are really a lot of things that went to the downfall of the game I loved, Modern Combat Versus. Okay, before I get into that, please check out my new EP. It's on Bandcamp, it's on Spotify, it's on Google. It's called Hello. It's country, it's rock, it's something different. I recorded it in Nashville. The backing track Doomsduck has a whole bunch of amazing people that collaborated, and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you so much. My stuff is basically everywhere, and back to the video. So, again, like I said earlier, Gameloft historically has had issues with other titles. It does not baby its titles like it should. And basically, they have no measures to keep hacking from happening in the first place. They do not have the magic bullet to stop it. Hackers seem to exploit bugs in the system as well. It seems very common that there's a bug and they decided just to exploit it. Now, a friend of mine has been doing some research, and he says he has not seen hacking packs that are specifically for Modern Combat Versus that he's found. But I do believe that they are probably using packages from other titles because they probably built them on the same engine. So they probably are using other titles such as hacking packs for Modern Combat 5 and other titles that they have. There are a lot of issues with gear and character scaling. Certain characters just don't stand a chance against another character, and even no matter how good you are, you will not stand a chance against someone who has a very good gear stack. So it seems like no issues ever really get resolved. So my favorite character, Colt, can take down team if you time it and you're very specific and you're very skilled. But a character like Monarch can one-shot a lot of people. It's not supposed to be able to one-shot defender characters, but I have noticed some people in the past, I don't know if it's gear scaling or if it's hacking, they're able to one-shot characters that are not made to be one-shot. So defender characters are like twice the EP, like twice the health, not the EP. I got music on the brain. But it seems like the gear stats ridiculously boost people, and it also can give the appearance of someone is hacking when it's just the game is so broken it allows you to do things that you shouldn't be able to do. Personally, getting one-shotted while in a match, while someone's behind a wall and getting shot through that wall, kind of breaks the game for me. It takes the thrill out of it. I mean, that's one of the second biggest hacks, mind you. I mean, the biggest hack I've seen, it's like Minu. I think it's Minu. She gets hacked a lot, like a lot. The hack that they usually do is she has an ability that allows her to run around real fast and regenerate her health. So a lot of people will make it go, infinitely long. So I have encountered a bug where it made the ability go wouldn't stop. The ability literally just would never go away. So I think what hackers do is, I think someone knows a little bit about the game and figured out how to make that bug permanent, and that's what they're doing. That's the biggest hack, because it makes you nigh invincible. Someone who's a good player can still get shot down. Someone who's a hacker cannot, unless you gotta be like. There is a significant difference between a hacker and a god tier player, as I said. Also, not to mention that you get weapon parts and loot boxes that have different stats themselves. So, pay to win, it sounds like. I have run across a lot of bugs, so I'm just gonna list them off for you. I don't have screenshots of a lot of these, because a lot of these, like, some of these are like, they're so grain breaking that whenever I did recording software on them, that it didn't record them. Or other times is they happen when I wasn't recording, because I don't record all my matches, I just record a few. So here goes the list. Character invincibility bug, constant crashing due to server issues, a lack of compatibility to Proton, at least in my experience. Proton's an emulator, by the way, for Linux. Lack of basic maintenance update, customer support is non-existent, kicked me out of a clan while everyone else saw me in the clan, couldn't reply to re-enter, and then suddenly, a few days later, I was back in. Clan leader didn't know what happened. Abilities won't work or will just turn off. Well, abilities won't work or won't turn off. Infinite ammo bug, match timer bug, randomly switching to a character not selected, chat lag, general lag, characters getting stuck, hitbox sometimes will displace and not respond. Lag allows you to see through time. That's a scary one. People can be shot before they load in, being put into a match that is already halfway done, random character paralyzation, no ammo bug, characters getting flung around the map. To just name a few. If you have any more bugs that you have encountered that I have not listed in this video, please list them down below. I want to see the chaos. And also there's probably ones that I've forgotten about too. So, I've seen a really weird instance. So I was with my teammate, and we'd go, there's specific matches that you can only be like a select amount of characters, right? He was originally one of the select amount of characters, and he goes into character selection, and somehow he comes out with a character that you're not supposed to be allowed to have in the match, and he's now stuck as that character. He said he didn't even pick it, it just happened. The game mechanics stayed the same, it wasn't just the skin, it was like everything, like the character just dropped in. It actually kind of broke the match, because it wasn't made to be in there. It was hilarious. There are ways to fix this game. Doesn't really sound like it, but there is. It's been so long since we've gotten a new game, like a new map and new game mode. That'd be awesome. There was like the sports themed thing that they were doing for a while, and I thought, oh, it could be capture the ball and not necessarily be as shooty, and it could just be I'm trying to capture the ball and get it to the end point before timer runs out or something like that. No, it was just, oh, this gives you a little bit of points. Wow. And then I haven't seen it very much since then. Instead of actually doing something, they just keep putting more skins, more useless stuff. Like, I mean, a map is like one of the most important things. New map, new game mode, because that's part of the game. It really feels like it's getting paid to win, and it's going in that direction. It's kind of sad. Well, it's very sad. There also needs to be a more intuitive interface for playing with other players. Like, maybe you could have a friends list, like Dragon Ball Legends has a friend list, for example. I no longer play that game, but it has a friend list nonetheless. And maybe you could actually talk to each other after a match. Like, if you do a match, you could actually chat for like a limited amount of time, like maybe 5 minutes. So because I understand they don't have the capacity to have like a social media experience, but still, if you have a chat for clans, you can have individual chat for like 5 minutes or less, depending on like how long you can withstand it. because like I have an example here, like, oh, both people that, if they really like each other, can agree to be friends on Facebook or go to a Discord server or something like that, because you want to foster a community within the game, and if there's not really any chat options, it's really hard to do that. Because again, sometimes people don't go to other things like Discord, because I personally don't use Discord, but I loved getting to know my clan members and stuff, so it would be really nice to, in game setting, to know people. The biggest problem that people have with us is the business practices. It's sad to see a game that could be so good be absolutely wasted, and reduced to scrap metal for long-term players. I still play this game, and I really do enjoy this game, but I understand there's some game-breaking things, like getting shot through walls, hacking, also gear stats. Even if you're not hacking, you can break the game. Bugs. I mean, they're like, I would say the immortality bug, a lot of people will exploit it, but I have seen one person who realized that the bug happened and then they stopped shooting people. It takes good people out there to right the wrong of bugs. I have met quite a few friends on there. Shout out to MCVS underscore Cool Dude Trav and the Comic Man 97. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Special thanks to them. Follow them if you're interested. Trav does more Modern Combat Versus stuff on his channel. Comic Man does a lot. The Comic Man 97 does a lot more comic related things and Funko Pops and all that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and check out the EP and check out my Bandcamp and do Spotify and all that. And thank you.